Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The latest book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about his newest title, Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.com.
Learn how to speak and make people want to listen. Learn how to speak and make people want to listen. Listening to someone speak is something that we have to do sometimes. Most of the time, you can tune a person out because what they are saying is not important to you, and it's not life-threatening to you or anyone close to you. So think about it. If that is your take, that is probably the way most people operate. And if we assume that that is the norm, if we plan to get people to listen to us, we really need to be up on our game and become a voice that a lot of people want to hear. Especially the people who have the ability to hire us or purchase a product that we are trying to sell. We have to work on being attention getters with our speaking voices. If you want to be successful vocally, you have to know what it takes to move the needle. A positive action that causes your message to be received with the desired result you intended. You can choose to be overly articulate and use words that would cause a listener to seek a dictionary for clarification, or using words that are conversational and easy to understand. You can use a boardroom vernacular or a street vernacular. Different methods of communication are determined at the very moment that they are needed. If your talk is preconceived, as in the case of scheduling a speech presentation or planning a meeting, you probably already know your audience, so you have time to prepare the proper vocal approach for the event. On the flip side, when you walk into a new space and encounter people you don't know, you have to be quick in your ability to assess which form of communication to assume. Which vocal tone is appropriate for the situation as it presents itself in real time? The goal, of course, is to speak in a manner that makes them want to listen to you. It's not good enough for them to listen out of courtesy or to have a look on their face that suggests you should hurry up with whatever you are saying so that they can get up and get away from you. Those signs of them not wanting to listen to you are completely unacceptable. You have to learn how to speak and make people want to listen to you. Reasonable minds would agree that once you learn how to make people want to listen to you, the chances of you being successful improves by leaps and bounds. Now, you can get your point across to your friends, family, and colleagues because you have learned the power of knowing how to speak and make people listen. And we'll be back after this message.
Has anyone ever said to you that you have a nice voice and you should get into voiceovers? Well, this is your chance to find out how to do that online in Rodney Saulsberry's voiceover online seminar for beginners only. You can find out what it takes to be a voiceover artist. And here's the beauty of this online seminar. You don't have to be there. When you register, you will automatically get a copy of the seminar. Go to my website at rodneysaulsberry.com and sign up today.
Recently, I was on the internet looking at a number of TED Talks presentations, TED Talks speeches, and I ran across a very good talk presentation from speaker Julian Treasure. He talked about the subject of learning to speak in a way that makes people want to listen to you. And he put forth the concept of a toolbox. Now, one of the things in your toolbox is your register. A high falsetto voice for a man would probably not be the ideal register. On the flip side, a lower register would probably not be ideal for a woman. Now, I don't agree with any of that, but this is the way people think, and we have to be conscious of what our listening public, the masses, the majority, consider to be normal, so to speak. So, keep a register in mind that is pleasant to the ear. Julian Treasure says that studies show that politicians with lower voices win most of the time. Now, when you consider placement of your voice, regardless of your voice being high or low, your placement should not be nasally, right? If you sound like you have a cold or something, that's not a voice that people want to hear, or gravelly. Okay, people don't want to hear a lot of gravel when someone speaks. So keep that in mind. But rather, your voice should always be emanating from your chest. The chest cavity will give your voice the desired weight and natural sound, the natural sound of your voice, okay? The next tool in your toolbox is your timbre. Timbre, T-I-M-B-R-E. Your timbre is your tone, your sound quality, your color, and your vocal resonance. Again, you don't want a scratchy or shrieking voice. Your timbre has to be pleasant to the ear, all right? The next tool in your toolbox is your volume. No one wants to be shouted at or screamed at. Your volume can completely change the intent of your message if it is the wrong volume for the task at hand. So we speak louder when appropriate and quiet to a whisper if a whisper wins the day. In other words, your volume is very important. Another very important tool in your toolbox is silence. Yes, the power of silence is huge. For instance, it's better to just be silent and honor the pause instead of a series of constant ums and ahs. Knowing when to shut up is one of the hardest things in the world to do, but when you become adept at applying silence to your vocal presentation, you will have a jump on all of the other competition because your competition is not aware of the power of silence. Many people who know how to use this toolbox, they use it to their advantage. The power of silence is very important. And we'll be back after this message.
Hello, this is Rodney Saulsberry, and I want you to know that I am here to deliver a personalized video message to you or a friend in the form of a song or some special words from you. I'll even deliver it in one of my character voices, like the Zatarans Jazz Man. Jazz it up with Zatarans. Or Joe Robbie Robertson from Spider-Man. Spider-Man, what are we going to do? Just go to my website at rodneysaulsberry.com and click on Book Rodney to deliver your message. Remember, your request is my command.
The last tool I want to talk about is Prosody, P-R-O-S-O-D. Prosody refers to patterns of rhythm and sound, like the patterns of rhythm and sound in the use of poetry, for instance. In other words, when someone considers prosody in terms of their speech patterns, they are trying to have color and highs and lows in their speaking. You speak with an almost poetic sense. If a person doesn't speak with hills and valleys in their delivery, ups and downs, roller coaster-like movements, it will be something that is monotone and flat. And that delivery is not something that somebody wants to listen to. So prosody refers to color, up and down, variety, something that is not a flat and monotone read. Another way to get people to listen to you is to listen yourself. When you truly listen to someone, when you offer them your undivided focus, right? They can tell that you're really listening. When you're curious, when you ask questions about what they're saying, you're actually demonstrating openness and respect. And it's a powerful way to let people automatically want to hear what you have to say because they can see that you are genuinely interested in what they have to say.
Are you looking for expert advice on advancing your voiceover career? Are you just getting started in the business? Join the Consultants Club and receive monthly coaching on how to read scripts, interpret copy, and get work in the fastest growing business in the world. When you join the Consultants Club, go to rodneysaulsberry.com and sign up today.
Think about this. If you want people to listen to you, you need to immediately get to what it is you're trying to talk about. The main point. You need to summarize in a more quicker fashion because you waste a listener's time when you start talking and you start going off into areas that have nothing to do with what you're really trying to get across. In other words, you want to cut to the chase, cut the fat, and cut to the chase. Get to the main reason that you asked someone to listen to you in the first place. If you're talking to someone, if you're talking to a group, and they're not paying attention to you, it's probably because they're not really interested in what you have to say. One method you could use if you see that you're failing is to start asking questions. So read the room so that you come up with the proper subject matter. And when you do come up with your subject matter, that you summarize in an early fashion so that you can stop people from using their phones or doodling or looking out of a window or looking past you or looking over your shoulder when you speak to them. Don't forget to warm up before you do any professional speaking. And what better way to do that than to get my book, Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups. In fact, I'll let my friend Sean tell you all about it.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for dailyvo.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Saulsberry's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Saulsberry is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, rodneysaulsberry.com, in the store section.
Okay, to wrap it all up, if you want people to listen to you, you need to first listen to them. And when you do talk, you want to focus on topics that they find interesting. And we here at Success Talks are determined to help you be the most successful person that you can be today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
You can listen to any of Rodney's podcasts at any time. Go to rodneysaulsberry.com.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.